Welcome, Cancer, to 12th House Tarot. My name is Mouse. I'm your host, and this is a reading for Cancer, and wherever Cancer may be in your sign, for May 27th to June 2nd, 2024. Welcome back. Welcome, first-timers. Happy to be here. Happy you're here. How was last week for you? Let's see. What was last week's title? You need to make the hard choices for your future self. It seems to be a running theme of taking care of yourself, which first and foremost we need to do anyway, regardless of where you are in life and relationship and whatever. If we're not putting ourselves first, then it means we're putting ourselves last, because even if we're putting ourselves second, that's last. You know what I'm saying? And we can't give from an empty cup. And when we say that, we mean you need to have your cup overflowing, and you got to give from the saucer. Okay? So that being said, Cancer, let's see what the week general reading for May 27th to June 2nd for the sign of Cancer. We do a past, present, and future spread here, and 3 clarifiers for each. Obviously, my interpretation of what the cards are saying and how they interact with each other. So, thanks for being here. Consider liking and subscribing. In the past position, we have the 8 of Swords. So there may have been something that you've been pondering over. The 8 of Swords, I mean, it looks horrific, right? Like she's tied up. The tide is out. She's stuck in this force field of swords. But the swords mean thinking. They're the mentality. They're the mental suit. So when we see the eight of Swords, what we're looking at is some confusion. Like if you can imagine all of these swords being a thought that she has. And so obviously she's going to feel bound and blindfolded because she doesn't know which one to pick. And this is the perfect time then to write out that list of pros and cons for each activity, whatever it is that you're choosing from, whether it be a job, a house, a relationship, whatever it might be. And what would help this is some cups, which are the intuition and the artistry of co-creating and manifesting. So this is definitely somebody who's too much in their head right now, Cancer. So if you're too much in your head, please list your pros and cons of what's serving you and what's not. And then the path will be clear, okay? And that's just from one card. Holy smokes. Let's go to the next one. We have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, all the knights mean movement in some degree or another. And the Knight of Wands is no exception. The path ahead is clear for you. You're going to take huge action, huge steps ahead. We've reared the horse up. We're going to giddy up and go. We're not going to, the horse isn't going to stand back down and just walk. This is like one of those giddy up and go moments. Definitely not as fast as the Knight of Swords or the 8 of Wands are like the Chariot, but it's definitely movement forward. So whatever you've done here and whatever decisions you're making, you are moving forward. So that's great. Oh, and then we have the Devil. Well, isn't that just a pickle? I feel like this has shown up for you a lot lately, Cancer. I don't keep copious notes like that. I just keep the title from last week's reading. And this is, again, making more choices for yourself. This is a duality that's occurring. There's a yin and a yang. There's the good and the bad. There might be forces at play that want to keep you off your path. So something to consider when entering into this energy. We'll get clarifiers and we'll see what we get out of this energy. Let's come back to the 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and see what the next card is. And we have the High Priestess. Of course, if we're trying to make a decision, why not get the card with the heaviest yin and yang happening on here, right? We have the black column, which represents the feminine energy, the womb, the darkness where creation happens. And then the white column, which is the masculine and the doing and moving forward with that creation. She has the energy of the moon surrounding her. So cultivate the moon energy. There's as I'm making this, it's before the full moon. As you see this, it'll be after the full moon. Still, ride the wave of that energy and co-create what reality you want to create. The next card for that is the Page of Pentacles. And the pentacles, or excuse me, the pages are definitely a new start. They are somewhat immature in their development, and particularly the Page of Pentacles, where they are just learning like how the world functions around them. With the Pentacles, particularly, it is about material goods. So maybe in your quest for knowledge here, you take a financial class or just learn how to do your books better or something like that. It'll help you in the long run. If you know, listen, they don't teach us this in America, okay? In the US, it's not part of our curriculum. Teaching kids what a credit card is. In some schools it is, right? In some more progressive schools it is, definitely. But unless your parents are sitting you down and saying, look, this is what credit scores mean, this is what a credit card means, this is what a savings means, this is what interest rate means, this is what getting a loan looks like, this is what a payback looks like. You know what? Just educate yourself on that, because a lot of times it's money in, money out, money in, money out, and then you hear people living paycheck to paycheck because they're either living, I mean, I can't get into the politics of that. We understand why that happens. And are there places where you can save money? Like I cut my cable off. I don't have cable television anymore. What do I pay for the internet and I pay for Netflix. And then all of my other stuff I get on YouTube or TikTok, to be honest. So I don't have to sit there and watch hours of television because I have other things I want to do. So I save myself $160. Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. All right, let's keep going. Okay, because then you have the world. So if you have the world, then you everything let's come back to here then, the 8 of Swords, because the world is here for you. So obviously there might be too many choices. You might be spoiled for choice and you have splintered energy. And if that's the case, again, even more so, a bigger reason, if you have splintered energy, sit down with what resonates with me most, what makes me happy in my heart that I want to do. Because I personally myself have said yes to things that seemed good on paper, but if I sat with it in my heart, I knew that it wasn't a good idea. Like a particular job I recently had, but just gave notice to. I knew it wasn't satisfying me, but it was paying the bills. But also I find that if I follow my inner guidance, my bills will get paid. The universe will provide for me if I'm doing what I'm, quote, supposed to be doing, or doing the thing that brings me joy, because then joy begets more joy. So if you have the world sitting here, of course you're spoiled for choice. And so reflect and regain your footing on what's important and what needs to transpire in order to move forward, because you are indeed moving forward with this Knight of Wands. And we have the Ace of Pentacles with this. So talking about money, with the Page of Pentacles and learning, there is financial wealth here for you. There is abundance. There is money. There is manifestation happening for you. So this is great. What are you going to do with it? Don't put it in the mattress. Don't put it in a coffee can, in the freezer. And don't go spending all of it in one place, So figure that out with the Page of Pentacles. Figure that out. What do I do with my money? How do I best invest for myself and my future? And it's fine. I mean, I get it. Like maybe there's something you want to buy right now and you buy it. And then you have some money left over. And it's like, well, do you have to eat out every week? Or can you put that in the bank and let it just accrue some interest? And maybe in a couple of months, there's a trip you want to take or a concert you want to go to, and the tickets are $120. And you're like, oh, where am I going to get that money? Well, it's here. Here it is. Guess what? You saved it. And here it is. Okay? So think about that. Because here we go. We have... At least we only have 2 choices here with the 2 of Pentacles, right? With the 8 of Swords, we are looking at 8 different things splintering us out over. So right now we've narrowed it down to 2 choices here in this current moment. And I like to look at the ships on the back of this card on the water, just going with the flow, figuring out, going with the current. I'm a fan of path of least resistance. And if traveling to Hawaii means spending the 2 nights in LA so that I will be less jet lagged and less tired, great, let's do it. Let's figure out a way. There's a friend or somebody I can stay with. I'm sure of it, right? So I, pack a lunch. If you're going to have a long day, pack that lunch. the path of least resistance. I would again sit with your heart's desire and where you want to go in your life and what experiences you want to have and choose from there. Third card. Oh, my friends. I'm sorry. So this is a paradigm shift. You get the Tower now. So when you make choices, one thing has to leave and the other things flourish, right? One thing has to leave, the other things flourish. So it's interesting that the Tower is the last card we pulled, and then we're going right over here into the Devil. That being said, wow. Somebody over here may be saying, why are you making that choice? Why aren't you choosing this instead? I.e. playing the devil's advocate. Or sometimes people, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people in our lives will, excuse me, I don't mean to swallow on the radio. On the radio? Am I on the radio? Oh my God, I'm so old. Cancer. Sometimes people, when you make a change in your life and make a choice, and they're not part of it anymore, or they can't keep up with you anymore, they're going to try to thwart that. They're going to try and keep you playing small. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let them be small by themselves. And you can't, this just came to mind. You can't save everybody from themselves. If someone has arrested development or a pattern that they're not willing to overcome, or some addiction or something where they are just stuck in their rut, and you could see the full potential in them if they only got help, if they only did this thing. Well, you can't make them do that. You're on your journey. All that you can do, and all any of us can do, is to shine our own light and show them what else is possible. Because what else is possible is amazing out there. And they don't have a reference point unless you're showing it. Because if you're sitting here, you know, you're not having this Tower moment and making these changes, you're going to be an enabler. And that's too bad. Because then that's preventing you from growing as well. Anywho, let's go over here to the Devil. And I apologize if you can hear the lawnmower outside. My landlord, who is usually MIA, is deciding to do the lawn today, which he has never done in the 2 years I've lived here. So anyway, good times, good times. This is rambling on a little. Let's see what the Devil has. I'm apparently feeling more comfortable doing this because I'm having full-on conversation with you, and you're not even talking back. So please leave a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. Let's go here. Let's see what's coming up with the Devil. I'm a little hesitant. I don't know. My humanness is showing here. So we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so this is some sorrow due to some loss. It happens. Life is filled with losses. Every choice that you've made, there's a loss at the other side of it, right? Because we chose A and not B. We chose C and not E. We chose whatever, right? So there's going to be a loss that happens here. That's, kids, that's life. Don't get hung up on that. What if the people keeping you down weren't in your life anymore and you just stopped talking to them? What would happen? Guess what? I've been around the sun enough times to know life goes on. I've lost many of friends, some whom I would consider close, best, friends, after 16 years of friendship. And do I mourn that loss? Sure. They're still a part of me because they were such an integral part of my life. And if somebody says it's not a fit anymore, it's not a fit. It doesn't work. Okay, move on. Because here we are. Like if you don't move on, I feel like this is it. The Five of Pentacles. Self-imposed infliction and limitation, just suffering. I'm beating my chest. I'm the martyr here. Look what I'm doing for you. I'm going to stay out in the cold and you could have my warm house. That doesn't serve anybody. I throw that card down in your face. Because here we go with the Page of Wands. So here we go. All right, so we have another page. This was your page of, wait a minute. That was the Knight of Wands. Where was your page? Oh, Page of Pentacles over here. So your second page, you're being bookended by pages. The Page of Wands is good luck and gain and opportunity. So it feels like something needs to shift in a big way for you, Cancer. Something needs to shift in a big way for this to happen for you. Let's take a peek on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Emperor. So can you draw on this energy of the Emperor, who is in control of his domain? He is dominant. He is a masculine energy, a strong energy, a steadfast energy. I mean, the other card that I would equate to this might even be the King of Swords, if that were to come up for you in any other reading that you might see, if you're watching other tarot readers, as you will, because I know I do. But this energy, if you can hone in on this Emperor during this time, I think that you'll be able to come out victorious. And whatever the loss is, you're going to sit here on your throne and say, this is my kingdom. You know, love it or leave it. Like, be part of it or leave it. Like my father used to say, you're either for me or against me. That's how I feel right now. So that's pretty intense. And I know I went on, wow, 16 minutes. So sorry. Take what you need, leave the rest, right? Hone in, lean into the Emperor. I know you got this, whatever this change is that you're making in this decision that you're making. Make your list, check it twice, follow your heart. There's changes afoot, definitely without a doubt. So why not be in charge of them? Why don't you make the changes that need to occur? All right, my friends, thank you for listening. Consider liking and subscribing. I love doing this. I love doing the energy of this. So I hope to see you next week. Hydrate and meditate. See ya.